How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Pug's Thoughts in the Doghouse, and also thanks for watching this on Wildcat Lair James Puglisi. Been a while since I've cammed up, but here we are. A couple things before we get underway. First off, happy Movember. Got this going. And secondly, if you are on Facebook, check out an account by the name of CWU Nation. Got a little bit. They got another account that does Wildcat coverage, such as like myself. You can just search it, like it, gives you more depth for the Wildcats, and you can also follow them on Twitter as well. The person who runs it doesn't post a lot of stuff on Twitter. He just likes Facebook, but if you're a Twitter person, you can also view them there. So that's CWU Nation. All right. Well, that being said, we have a Central team who made the postseason, and they are the women's soccer team. This is an historic thing for Central in the sense that this is only the second time in the program's history that only second time in the history of the program that when the women's soccer team has made a postseason. Got to go back to 1997 when they were a part of the Pacific Northwest Athletic Conference, and they played in that tournament, and they lost to Simon Fraser University. The program's been around for 27 years, so this is a huge milestone for Michael Farron's squad. Met Michael Farron many times while doing sports talk radio while I was at Central. Very, very passionate about the game of soccer, I can tell you that right now. The Great Northwest Athletic Conference Tournament is, from what I understand, is relatively new. You can thank Simon Fraser joining the league for that to create this postseason tournament. Taking a look at the Great Northwest Athletic Conference standings, Western Washington was 13-1. They're presently, or they were ranked number 11th in the top 25 poll. That may have changed. I think they actually went up a couple of slots, but Central played them last week when they were ranked 11th. So Western Washington was number one. They got the regular season title with a 13-1-0 conference record that was good for 39 points and a 16-1 overall record. Their only loss coming to Western Oregon, who we will talk about in a second. Central Washington finished second. This was a team that was predicted to finish about 5th or 4th this year. Definitely got on a roll, which we'll talk about. They finished with the season with a conference record of 10-3-1, the one being one draw, 31 points in conference, and an 11-5-1 overall record. The Wildcats did a very good job playing on the road. 6 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw on the road this year. Very, very good. Very solid. They were solid at the soccer field as well in Ellensburg, or the Central Washington University soccer pitch. That's the technical term for it. 5-2, but very, very good in terms on the road. Seattle Pacific was next in third place, 10 wins, 4 losses, no draws in conference, 30 points. And the reason why they finished in third place compared to second is because Central beat them to get that second place seed in the conference tournament on the final day of the season. So SBU finished 1 point back of Central. Overall record, the Falcons were 13-5. Didn't have any draws throughout the season. The last team that made the conference tournament, Western Washington, Central Washington, Seattle Pacific, and Western Oregon all made the GNAC tournament. Western Oregon was in 4th place, 7 wins, 3 losses, 4 draws in conference, good for 25 points and a 9-3-6 overall record. Teams who did not make the postseason tournament were the Montana State Buildings Yellow Jackets, St. Martin's Saints, Northwest Nazarene Crusaders, and the Simon Fraser Clan in that order to round out the Great Northwest Athletic Conference standings. Now, Since we're talking postseason, in order to qualify for the women's soccer tournament in Division Two, it's kind of like the way football is set up. There are regional rankings. There's your top 25, and then there are regional rankings, and you have to be ranked sixth or above to get into the postseason. That being said, with this conference tournament, the winner of this tournament will get an automatic berth into the playoffs. So, and I bring that up because Central is ranked in the West regional rankings, but they are ranked 10th. So they do have some work to do. So definitely they are on the bubble for not or may or may not making the Division Two playoffs. Just real quickly with their West regional rankings. Cal State Stanislaus number 1, Western Washington number 2. Got a sneaky suspicion they're probably going to get in with the way that they're playing. Only lost one game all year. Sonoma State is number 3. Number 4 is Cal State San Bernardino. Number 5, California Baptist. 6, Cal State Los Angeles. If the playoffs began today, those top 6 teams would go to the playoffs. And now in 7, Azusa Pacific. 8, we got a GNAT team, Seattle Pacific, UC San Diego in 9th, and Central Washington in 10th. So the way this will work is there are 3 tournaments with the 3 different conferences in the West region. You'll have your 3 conference champions, and then you'll have 3 at-large bids coming from the West regional poll to select the 6 teams. So the Wildcats definitely want to win this if they want to make the playoffs, because since they are number 10, they're definitely on the bubble. So the way the Great Northwest Athletic Conference tournament is going to play out, it's going to take place on Thursday and Saturday of this week, November 7th and November 9th. The games will take place in Tukwila, Washington, and things will start out with the 2-seed Wildcats taking on the 3-seed Seattle Pacific Falcons. That's going to be followed by the number 1 seed Western Washington taking on the Western Oregon Wolves. The winners of those 2 games will play in the championship game, which will take place at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Kind of recapping Central season for you. Got off to a small, slow start. Central went 1-2 in their non-conference schedule, with their win coming over Eastern New Mexico. It was a 2-1 overtime victory on September 10th. And then Central just ran on a roll. They just wouldn't stop winning, which is great if you're a Wildcat fan. They only lost 3 conference games. 2 of them were to Western. At the time, Western Washington was ranked 2nd and 11th in the Great Northwest They were ranked 2nd and 11th in the top 25, and then Western Oregon beat us in the other game. But outside of that, it's just been nothing but taking care of business, winning a lot of close games, a lot of 1-0, a couple of shutouts here and there. And again, as I said before, they secured their 2nd seed with the win over SPU last Saturday to wrap up the season. The Wildcats were led by these players. Junior Danielle Bradley, she's got 9 goals going into this tournament. 4 of them have been game-winning goals. Junior midfielder Savannah Morehouse has 6 goals, and senior defenseman Tara Duty has 6 assists. In goal, likely is going to be junior goalkeeper Kayla Lipston. She has a record of 7-4-1 with a .853 save percentage. She also has 5 shutouts on the season. And the reason why I say Lipston is likely to start is not only is she a junior, but when the Wildcats played the Falcons the first time, it was in Ellensburg on October 10th of this year. Sophomore goalkeeper Amanda White made the start and was in net compared to Lipston. The result of the game was a 1-0 victory over the Falcons, as Tara Duty scored in the 12th minute of play. Each team had 14 shots. SPU did have more corner kicks. They had 9 corner kicks compared to CWU's 1. So a very, very good defensive game there. The second game was this last Saturday in Seattle. Wildcats won again in Seattle, 1-0 on a goal by Daniel Bradley in the 6th minute of play. And Livingston was the net in that game. She made 3 saves for the shutout. SBU outshot Central 14-4. So definitely an area to improve on in this game. Looking at what the Falcons got, they're led by a sophomore forward, Laura Moore. She's got 8 goals. Junior defenseman Alexa Diaz leads the team with assists with 8. And this team's got a lot of scoring depth. They have 4 players who have scored at least 4 goals this season. The Wildcats don't have that scoring depth. They have a couple players who have scored 3 goals, 1, 2 here and there. So definitely, SBU is a powerhouse. I mean, I know I said that a lot about their men's basketball and their women's basketball team, but when I went to Central, SBU was actually ranked number 4th in the nation, and it was the last and the reason why I remember this is because it was the last game, women's soccer game I broadcast when I was at Central. Central was ranked number 4th in the nation, and Central beat them 3-1. So this team does have a lot of national recognition. Goalkeeper for the Falcons, it's likely going to be Natalie Harold. She's got a .750 save percentage and was in goal for both CWU games this year. So hopefully the Wildcats can continue to have her number. So again, the game will take place at 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Unfortunately, I am going to miss it because I do have to work. But I will recap the game that night, and I also, if needed, I will preview hopefully the championship game for Saturday that night as well, if that is the case. I am actually going out of town to see the football team this Saturday, so unfortunately I won't be able to make it to Tukwila, but let's go Cats. And regardless, you will get recaps of this playoff run by the women's soccer team. And we're still looking. We've got Central Washington teams have gotten conference tournament victories, but we're still looking for that playoff win outside of football, of course. Men's basketball has had some opportunities here and there, and the volleyball team had it last year, and maybe the women's soccer team can creep in there and make some noise. And Sports Central. All right, so let's go Cats. Thanks very much for watching, and again, I'll see you sometime on Thursday night recapping the game and. Let's go take down those Falcons. Talk to you later.